If you've ever spent your mornings making sandwiches, half asleep, you probably get this next one. A new survey has found Aussie parents are forking out around $730 a year to dodge the daily lunchbox grind, buying prepaid meals, canteen orders, anything that saves time really. And while that may save some sanity at home, it's having ripple effects in the schools. Tuckshops seeing a clear rise in demand, and with that comes big responsibility, how to keep food affordable, appealing, healthy. Keryn O'Neill is the Executive Officer of the Queensland Association of School Tuckshops. Keryn, thanks so much for making time this afternoon.
Hi, Zara.
Before we talk about this issue, I'm asking people on the text line this afternoon on 0487 993 222 their favourite lunchbox item from when they were a child. Do you have one?
Yes. I'll preface this by saying I was afforded a very healthy lunchbox as a kid by my mum, but my biggest memory is probably her home baking.
Oh, yeah. Anything in particular?
Well, she did a wonderful chocolate coconut slice.
Oh.
So not the healthiest option, but as I said, it was surrounded by very healthy food.
Now, the reason we're talking this afternoon on Drive is because of this survey that, while only was taken of a small group of Australian parents, kind of points to this idea that parents happy to spend money on pre-packaged items or pre-prepared things to just kind of avoid all that lunchbox dilemma and time. What's your first reaction to this?
Well, it doesn't surprise me at all, but as far as the Tuckshop's concerned, it does show how much families value the convenience and the healthy, affordable options that the Tuckshop does offer to make life easier for parents. We no longer consider Tuckshop just a treat. It's an essential service, and that data obviously shows that.
Do you think it's just about time pressure, why people aren't wanting to pack lunchboxes now, or maybe it's just out of habit?
I think time pressure does play a big role. With a lot of families have two working parents, and the mornings can be very hectic, and packing school lunches often ends up on the bottom of that list. So having the option of a school tuck shop really eases that stress. For a lot of families as well, that don't have the confidence and know-how to pack a nutritious lunch, the Tuck Shop offers that healthy, balanced meal that can meet the children's nutritional needs.
How are Tuckshops adapting to this increased demand from parents and their family and the kids?
Well, the model has changed a lot over the last decade. There's fewer volunteers, so schools need to employ those services and also adapt the days that they're open and the serving time just to suit each school community. And many of the schools have adopted digital systems for ordering and the payments, and this allows pre-ordering, cashless payments. It also reduces the waste since all the orders are known ahead of time, and it's easier on the parent interaction. So some schools are also upgrading their tuck shop facilities to increased demand with new equipment to improve the flow and the capacity of the tuck shop. And a lot of our tuck shops are also embracing sustainability and low waste practices like minimising the single-use packaging and composting of their scraps. So it has changed a lot.
You're hearing from Keryn O'Neill this afternoon on Drive, the Executive Officer of the Queensland Association of School Tuckshops, and we're talking about this trend where more Aussie parents, maybe due to time pressures or other reasons, are happy to spend an increasing amount of money on pre-prepared meals for their kids' school food times, or maybe even the lunchbox, the tuck shop, I should say, over the lunchbox. Keryn, I imagine that puts quite a bit of onus on tuck shops when it comes to nutrition. You said at the beginning, tuck shops no longer just a treat. I have very fond memories, maybe terribly, of my first day in grade 1, I want to say, going to school, seeing the tuck shop, and it was just lined up with lollies. And I was so excited. But it's not like that these days, for good reason.
It's not like that at all these days. And because, as I said, the parents are relying on tuck shops to meet the everyday nutritional needs of our kids, and that includes more whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and a lot more of those discretionary items. And tuck shops also are making the meals a lot more interesting and exciting, and rotating the meals. So, not having a sandwich every day, they can have Mexican Mondays and, pasta Tuesdays. And so that's offering the kids a lot of variety, as well as helping them to meet all their nutritional needs.
What about in that space for those families where Tuckshop is really a luxury? We're kind of just assuming parents might have the funds to be able to do this.
If they don't have the funds to do it.
So how do Tuckshops fit in that space to still keep things affordable?
Well, that is a challenge. And, our Tuckshop conveners are business people, and they're very smart in the way that they develop the meals for the Tuckshop. So a lot of the meals are made from scratch now, so they'll make a spaghetti bolognese or a buttered chicken right from scratch, so they can offer those really good, nutritious and tasty meals at a very affordable price.
Keryn, I'm in outback Queensland, and I know a few schools out here, they have tuck shops that aren't open because they can't get volunteers. So is that a really big pressure point for you guys at the moment, given that seems like that's what parents and families want if they could get it?
Yes, it is a big pressure point, and our biggest aim would be for every school to have a tuck shop, to give every child the opportunity to have a good nutritious meal every day. So, and as you said, the volunteers just don't exist anymore. Well, they do, but not in many of the areas. And of course, our remote and regional areas are those that are, highly affected.
Yeah,
I
know some European countries, they have really heavily subsidised programs or even free school meals. Do you think Australia needs to look into that to provide something similar, work with tuck shops in that space?
We are working towards that on a national basis. We're working towards something like that. It'll take a long time for that to develop. But look, our government does offer support to a lot of our areas, our low socioeconomic areas, and the areas where we do have vulnerable kids. And a lot of our schools do provide free breakfast programs. So, and having kids start their day with a healthy, nutritious meal, it puts food in their tummies and ensures that they're going to be able to learn well during the day. So we are already doing that in Queensland with the help of our government.
Keryn O'Neill, thanks so much for your time this afternoon on Drive.
Okay, thank you, Zara.
That's Keryn O'Neill, the Executive Officer of the Queensland Association of School Tuckshops. Tuckshops becoming increasingly more busy as more and more parents opt to lean into Tuckshop, lean into pre-prepared meals because, look, time poor, maybe some other things, and it kind of does make you wonder, is the humble school lunchbox coming to an end?